It is good, yo. It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're gonna be ranking the top point guards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Now, if there is any guy that I missed out on, I tried to include some Evos, tried to include all of these guys, but if there was anybody I left out, I just want to say sorry. I mean, I'm not gonna be perfect. You guys aren't perfect. That's just the nature of the beast. But look, it is my job to include all the point guards, and if I do leave somebody out, I apologize. I'm sorry. Got some Evos here, got 47 total cards. Let's see what I can get into. Starting off with Diamond Jerry West. Now, there's some good things about Jerry West, and there are some bad things. What do you want first? The good or the bad news? Do people ever say that to you guys? I normally go with the bad news. So, bad news on Jerry West is he's got the Jerry West dribble style, and he just doesn't move very good. I mean, I'm not saying, that it's that bad of a thing, but his movement is not great. In my team, Jerry West release on quick is the good news, though, okay? He does have a really solid release in general. Honestly, guys, I can't sit here and say the Wilt Chamberlain duo is going to help him out, but he's got Hall of Fame Agent 3's Deadeye, Hall of Fame claims. He is 6'2". He's not horrible. Is he good? No. Is he horrible? No. Terry Rozier up next. I'm going to go Terry Rozier C tier. I don't love Terry Rozier, but I'd be lying to say he's on the same tier as Jerry West. I mean, he's better than Jerry West. It's just that simple. Again, I don't love either of them. I do think Terry is going to move a little bit better. I do not mind Terry's release. I think it's really easy to green. Are either of these cards great cards? No. Are they both very usable and very good? Yes. Alex Caruso up next, and as I'm looking through this list, I do think Alex Caruso is an A-tier point guard in my team, and that's kind of crazy to even talk about Alex Caruso, who came out nearly 2 months ago as a diamond, still being an A tier, but he's got a good three ball, got normal fade, on quick, 87 speed, good lateral quickness, decent interior perimeter, 6'4" as well. Just a solid overall card. Now, as big of a mess as the Chicago Bulls are, I can't really blame Alex Caruso for that dumpster fire of an organization. All I can say is I've used Caruso quite a bit, and I've honestly been pretty impressed and pretty pleased with everything he's given me in my team thus far this year. Next up, guys, we do see Anthony Simons. And I think Anthony Simons, is he comparable to Terry Rozier? Maybe. I mean, I'm going to have to look here and see, but I like Anthony Simons. His player model is not as good as it should be, and that's kind of the only downside to Anthony. I do think he is on that Terry Rozier type level. Do you think Terry's better? Maybe. But I think because Anthony does have that 95 driving dunk, and the way driving dunk is this year in my team, he is that C tier. Damian Lillard is not good. Now, I will say, whenever you have to do challenges with Damian Lillard in offline modes, it's not that bad. But he has horrible defense. His release is not easy to get off in close quarters. And it's just not easy to use Damian Lillard. And definitely not easy to have success with him. And I know I'm not the only one saying this. I mean, there's a reason most people don't use and have success with Damian Lillard. It's not just me. Next up, guys, Diamond De'Aaron Fox. And I'm going to split the middle. I'm going to go B tier with De'Aaron Fox. A card, yes, his interior is low. His player model is not great. But he's super quick. His release is super quick as well. He's got trade dribble style. He's got box base on quick. I mean, there are a lot of good things he's got going for him. No, the card's not perfect, though. I think he is that B-tier caliber of player. Again, there's going to be people that are going to debate him better than Alex Caruso. I just don't see it at all. Not one bit. And that's just my opinion on things. You guys might see it, but I really do not. DeJounte Murray up next. I'm going to go B tier with DeJounte Murray as well. I just think Alex Caruso is better than him. Right? It's just that simple. Alex Caruso has better interior, better player model. That's why I'm going to be higher on him. I did use DeJounte Murray for quite some time and had a decent amount of success with him. So if that's what you're wanting out of a point guard, you can go ahead and use him. Diamond Dwayne Wade up next. And I only have one Dwayne Wade on here because the Diamond D Wade, that is the takeover award, is basically the same as the Pink Diamond. Now, I might be higher on the diamond just because of the free card bias, but again, the cards are basically the same. I'm not going to try arguing that, he's better than Pink Diamond Wade when they're literally the same card. Now, one thing I will say is his release still only on normal timing until that gets on quick. I can't really be any higher on him. MJ dribble style, really solid defensively. And if you do get Dwayne Wade as a free card and you are no money spent, definitely a really solid option for each and every one of you guys. If I do end up restarting my no money spent, he's going to be one of the first cards I try and going to get. Galaxy Opal, Chris Paul up next. I'm going to go B tier. I mean, when it comes down to it, is he the best of the best? No. Is he on that De'Aaron Fox type level? I think so. I would still definitely take the Diamond D-Wade and Alex Caruso over him. But given his badges, given his stats, especially the interior rating, he's definitely solid enough in my team for me to have him at this B tier. I don't think he's as horrible as some people make him out to be, although I'm not necessarily that high on him. Doesn't mean he's a bad player or anything like that. He's not great. Gilbert Arenas, I'm going to be a little higher on. Yes, they're both trophy case rewards. Obviously, I respect them. Agent Zero is 6'3", whereas Chris Paul is only 6 feet. So I just give the advantage to Gilbert Arenas because he is that little bit taller. Allen Iverson, D tier. I mean, I lost to Allen Iverson in first qual, so that's why I can't put him in F tier. Although I want to, I can't. I mean, he is a trophy case reward. Going to be really solid offensively. Just not a very complete card in my team. Our first look at an S tier card here in pink, Diamond Magic Johnson. Yes, we're going to have more S tier cards, but he's my first one. Top 2 point guard in the game, in my opinion. I love him. His height is great. As long as you have a guy that can handle the ball alongside of him, you are really going to like this card. That's as simple as I can put it. He's not going to be your primary ball handler, although he can make some plays for you, especially attacking the rim. Probably not going to want to run him as that primary ball handler, but you can have a lot of success with him. And I definitely have, okay? I've definitely had my fair share of success with Magic Johnson. And I'm so glad I added him to my road to 250K account. Gary Payton up next. And I think we're looking at another S tier point guard in Gary Payton, not Chris Paul. Gary Payton, obviously. Why do I like GP so much? Well, a lot of it has to do with that defensive end of the court, but he does have the normal leaner as well. So offensively, it's not like the card is just a bona fide scrub, right? I'm not going to sit here and gas him up and say, well, you know, he's absolutely elite on the offensive end, but he's good enough to get you that occasional bucket, and defensively, he is absolutely elite. Do I wish he was a little bit taller? Sure, but he is absolutely elite on the defensive end of the court. Can't wait till the moment we get a Gary Payton with maybe that release on quick that can just give you that little bit more. Cade Cunningham up next. I think Cade's S tier as well. And I don't know who's going to get cut from S tier when it comes down to it. Maybe Cade is that A tier. Maybe we got to go lower with him. But the deal with Cade Cunningham is he's 6'6". He's got a good 3-ball. Got a Hall of Fame catch and shoot. Gonna hold it down on the defensive end of the court. Is he as good as a guy like Gary Payton? Is he as good as a guy like Magic Johnson? Probably not. He's probably more similar to that Dwayne Wade type level. And so for now, I'll put him in A tier. Kyle Lowry up next. There are some Kyle Lowry fans out there because when I put Kyle Lowry in a low tier on my last tier list, I'm pretty sure it was, everybody gave me so much grief for it. So I guess I'll put him in C tier. I don't like Kyle Lowry. I don't rate him highly. He's short. He's not really that great on the basketball court, but because as much as y'all like him, I guess he must not be as bad as I'm making him out to be. And that's crazy considering I don't even think I'm making him out to be that bad in my team, but it is what it is. I guess I'll throw him at C tier. Diamond Magic Johnson up next. And am I crazy for putting him in A tier? I might be, but I'm going to. I'm going to put him in A tier. I mean, with his player model, his player build, and his ability to compete, I think he is A tier. I mean, yes, he's not going to be as good of a shooter as the guy at S tier, but I do rate Magic Johnson's Diamond fairly high in my team right now. Kemba Walker up next. I think that's what made people mad is I had Kemba Walker higher than obviously Kyle Lowry. But my whole thing is, how is Kyle Lowry better than Kemba Walker? It doesn't make sense to me. To me, Kemba Walker's eye test, at least stat and badge wise, is easier to just sit down and say, okay, yeah, he's at C tier compared to a guy like Kyle Lowry. But I guess I might be wrong. You guys can let me know down below in the comments who is better, Kyle Lowry, Kemba Walker. Let me know that. Pink Diamond Penny Hardaway up next. Easy S tier. Maybe the best player at S tier. Maybe the best player on this entire list. Maybe my favorite point guard in the entire game. And I mean, you guys can call me biased, call me this and that. I really don't care. I rate him really high. I like Penny Hardaway. I think he's the most complete point guard in my team still to this day. Lonzo Ball is up there as well. I mean, Lonzo Ball, Magic, Gary Penny, they're all at that same tier where you can make the case they are the best point guard in the game. And Lonzo Ball might be the best defensive guy out of all of them. 6'6", wide player model, player build. Problem is, offensively, in my opinion, he leaves that little bit more to be desired than a guy like Gary Payton and Penny Hardaway. Stephon Marbury up next. I'm going to go A tier with Marbury on that Alex Caruso type level. I don't rate him that high, but I've been using him on the no money spent, and he hasn't been horrible. Do I like him more than Alex Caruso? I don't think so. And that's coming from me, who I've used both quite a bit. Still think I prefer Alex Caruso. Andrew Nembhard up next. He's F tier. Jose Alvarado, F tier. You guys can cry down below in the comments. I honestly do not care. Go ahead and cry because they are F tier. I don't care what you guys want to say, what you guys want to agree or disagree on. They both are horrible in my team. It's that simple. I don't make the rules when it comes down to it. In my opinion, they are both F tier. Look, if you want to disagree with that, it's probably because you grinded the moments. I mean, it's that simple. If you want to disagree that they aren't F tier, it's probably because you yourself went and did the moments and you're taking offense to what I'm saying. I'm sorry, but the cards are not great in my team. I mean, it's just the way it is. I'm not trying to sit here and slander them, but it is the way it is. They're just not good in my team. Next up, guys, Darius Garland. I would say Darius Garland is a C tier caliber point guard. Not a card I'm super high on. And I'm not saying that to be mean to Darius Garland or anything like that. He's just not a card I look at and I'm like, wow, you know, this card is super great in my team, anything like that. He's just small. He's only 6'1", and that's a pretty big problem when it comes down to it. If he's only 6'1", to me, it's like, what is he really doing on the court for me? Not much, right? I can't even time his release because it's almost too quick for me. Jordan Clarkson up next. I'm going to throw Clarkson in B tier. I honestly think he's one of the most underrated point guards in the entire game, right? Defensively, he's solid enough. Offensively, he's got a decent release. Do I love him? No, because I don't think his player model is nearly as good as it should be for him being 6'4" with the 6'8" wingspan. But I don't have a problem with Clarkson at all. I've been cooked by him before. Shaun Livingston up next, and I guess if Magic Johnson is all the way up there, I got to throw Shaun Livingston all the way up there. I don't like Shaun Livingston, but here's the deal. He's going to compete on the defensive end of the court. Playmaking is going to be fine, and he's going to be able to knock down open shots. That is what he is going to do for you on the court. Now, is he going to be the best player in the game for you? Probably not. Are you going to have a ton of success with him? I don't know, maybe. But I still think the card is really solid in my team. And if you are nobody spent, definitely a card I'd recommend for you guys picking up. Now we got a bunch of trophy case cards that aren't very good. Brandon Jennings, C tier. Steve Nash, C tier. I throw Francis at B tier. Jeremy Lin, A tier. Russell Westbrook, I'm going to probably go S tier with, low S tier. Tim Hardaway stinks. I'm going to go D tier. And then Derrick Rose, I will go A tier. I ran through those trophy case guys really quickly. Why? Because I'm not going to say they're all the same, but they are all similar, right? They all share about the same stats, about the same badges. Obviously, with Brandon Jennings, Tim Hardaway, they're pretty small, not going to defend on the interior. Steve Nash has a 25 interior. Steve Francis is at least going to be able to dunk on everybody, but his release is a little slow. Jeremy Lin, Derrick Rose, both cards I think you can use at a high level. I just think there are better cards in my team right now. And then obviously Russell Westbrook, I'm in love with him. Okay, there's no taking Russ out of S tier. The card is so elite if you need a rim running point guard. Pink Diamond Steph Curry up next. I'm going to throw him at A tier. Look, when you look at the stats and badges of Steph Curry, I know we're getting a new one on New Year's Day, or New Year's Eve, I think. Steph Curry is still really solid. He's an absolute cheese ball from that three-point line. The problem for Steph Curry, okay, the main problem is that defensively he's not great. So the new Steph Curry that we are going to see, I think it's, again, New Year's Eve, we see a new Steph Curry. I think you guys are going to like him a little bit more because he's going to be able to play that little better defense and just compete that little bit more for you guys. Next up, Pink Diamond Ja Morant. I'm going A tier. Here's the deal. Ja Morant, Derrick Rose, they've got to be at the same tier, okay? Now, if you like Jeremy Lin more than them, I'm perfectly okay with that. If you like Alex Caruso more than them, I'm perfectly okay with that. I do think all of these cards got to be at the same tier, though. And I'm saying that in all honesty, with no disrespect. They've all got to be at that same tier. Kyrie Irving up next. I'm going D tier. Kyrie Irving stinks in my team. He might eventually get a good card. I don't know. But this card is horrible. He can't really move that well. I know we had a good diamond Kyrie last year. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about. This Kyrie Irving, for the time he came out, was so good. Like, if you know, you know. For his time, was so good. The problem is, this new Kyrie Irving isn't even close to being the same of the Kyrie Irving that we saw last year. Gonna move that Sean Livingston to the end because we've already talked about him. Diamond Steph, I gotta go B tier still. I think Diamond Steph, especially if you've just started the game or trying to complete offline mode, stuff like that, Diamond Steph can still really be useful. So I'm not just going to sit here and slander Diamond Steph. I think he can be useful for offline modes and stuff like that. Jason Kidd up next. I think Jason Kidd is A tier. Now, the reason I think Jason Kidd is still really, really good, I got to go to 2K23, is because of his defense. You don't have to like Jason Kidd, but you have to at least respect him on that defensive end of the court. I think that's a fair thing for me to say. Obviously, his driving dunk's not great, but badge-wise, not horrible. And you can make the case Jason Kidd is every bit as good as a guy like Pink Diamond Derrick Rose. And I guess if we're throwing all those guys into A tier, Donovan Mitchell is no different. It's just the way it is. Donovan Mitchell came out in what? The first week of the game. And you can still make the case as far as free point guards are concerned. He's top 5. I don't think he's the best in the game anymore. And most people aren't going to ever try to argue that. But some people probably will argue that a fully badged up Donovan Mitchell is as good, if not better, than a Pink Diamond Derrick Rose. And I can't really argue against it. Amethyst Steph up next. Throwing him in a C tier. Can't tell you guys how much Amy Steph has carried me through modes. Whether it's triple threat offline, whether it's co-op, and I got to be the one to shoot in the threesome. Steph Curry has carried me. It's that simple. I like Steph Curry. I mean, he's going to be... I'm excited for the new Steph, to be honest with you, because I think he's going to be a great offline player and be able to get me through modes. Now, I'm hoping we get, a Galaxy Opal, then what would it be, a Diamond and Amethyst, all new Stephs, because I'm wanting a new Steph Curry that I can cheese with in offline modes. Marcus Smart, Amethyst up next. I'm going to throw him a B tier. I do think the Marcus Smart, when it comes down to online modes, is better than everybody I've got at C tier. Now, again, this is my opinion. You guys can let me know if you guys think I'm wrong down below in the comments. But with Marcus Smart, you're getting a guy that's going to defend at an absolutely elite level, knock down some shots, just play solid overall. Now, again, he came out within the first week of my team, so we've got to date it way back. Pink Diamond James Harden up next. And I've never really seen it out of James Harden. Now, could you make the case, and I might move him up, that he is A tier? I think so. Because, if I've got a guy like Jason Kidd at A tier, James Harden would have to be. So I'm going to start moving some people down. Now, this, again, is my list. This is, again, my opinion. I'm going to throw Jeremy Lin at B tier just because I've never been cooked by Jeremy Lin. I've been cooked by Derrick Rose. I've been cooked by Dwayne Wade. Jeremy Lin has never cooked me. So this is where the tier list is going to be for right now. John Wall, definitely S tier. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. 6'4". One of the best, if not the best, offensive point guard in the entire game. I personally think he's the best offensive point guard in the entire game. And a lot of that has to do with his release. I think he has the John Wall base on quick, which is just so elite. It's the release that obviously Thurl Bailey has, obviously James Worthy has. It's just super elite. Gonna throw another guy in S tier. Normally I try to keep it to 5, but we're at least going 7 wide in LaMelo Ball. Look, I don't love LaMelo Ball. I do think, offensively he's solid. Defensively leaves a little bit to be desired. Obviously, playmaking, I don't think is what it, could have been for LaMelo Ball. This isn't going to be the LaMelo Ball that we were hoping for. Maybe eventually we will see a LaMelo Ball that runs the game, though. Ray Froston, can't sit here and say I've used Ray Froston. I've just heard really bad things about him. And so because of that, I'm going to throw him at C tier. The 30 interior as well as a 37 block is crazy. Again, not really sure what that release is working with. Rex Chapman up next. I'm going to throw him at A tier. Look, I don't know on Rex Chapman. I haven't seen enough about him. I haven't really used him. I haven't played him. And so for me, Rex Chapman, unless I play against him or, use him, I'm not going to know. I'm going to throw him at A tier, though, because I think his potential is off the charts. And last but certainly not least, Trae Young, I'm throwing at D tier. And that's not even me trolling Trae Young. I honestly think Amethyst Steph Curry is better. I honestly think Pink Diamond Steve Nash is better. That's not me trolling. That is my honest opinion of Trae Young. So when you're looking at me talking about Ty, why are you not really focused on grinding level 40? It's because they gave us a Galaxy Opal Trae Young who is a certified scrub who can't play. Yes, I'm mad. Yes, I'm angry. But that's the reasoning behind it. So when you take a look at my tier list, I don't want to say it's super balanced, but it is pretty balanced from top to bottom. You know, you look at the top of it, we got 7 there. You look at the bottom of it, only 2 at F tier, but some lower at D. And it's pretty balanced. I wouldn't even sit here and say the point guard position is weak, because everybody A tier and above can definitely play at that highest level. But that is going to wrap it up for our point guard video today, guys. Let me know your thoughts on it down below in the comments. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.